I'm going to simulate a class of 30 people and to see whether or not I get at least two birthdays that are the same. Now, in your assignment, your size might be slightly different, but for this example, I'll do a class size of 30. So what I want to do is I want to click on Data, and I want to scroll down to Simulate and scroll down to Discrete Uniform. This is the exact same spot you went to when you were simulating rolling a die. Okay, so I want 30 rows because my class size is 30 in one column. My minimum value is 1 and my maximum value is 365. Okay, so my range here is going from day 1 through day 365. And then all I have to do is click on Compute. So you'll see I've got 30 values. My first value is the 50th day of the year. My second value is the 16th day of the year, and so on. So I want to see if at least two are the same. One way to do this is to put them in order. So I want to click on Data. Again, my computer is a little slow here. All right, there it goes. And I want to click on Sort and select the column. And notice that it defaults to ascending, which is what I want, although it probably wouldn't matter for this problem. And then click on Compute. And you'll see that it created a new column with the values put in order. So what you can do is you can scroll down if you want and see if there are any repeated values, and I'm not seeing any. Okay, so for this particular set of 30, that would be a no. No, I do not have two birthdays that are the same. Okay, unless I made a mistake in here. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to do this again. I want to do this for a total of 10 columns. You'd get a better approximation of the probability if you did more than 10 columns, but in your assignment I just asked for 10. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and generate 9 more columns. Okay, so I want to click on Data, or let me close out some screens. I want to click on Data, and I want to again click on Simulate, and then Discrete Uniform. Again, I want 30 rows because I'm simulating a class of 30 people, and I want 9 columns, so that'll give me a total of actually I'll just go ahead and change that to 10, so I'll just be starting from scratch. Again, my minimum value is 1. My maximum value is 365. Whoops. And click on Compute. Okay, so you'll see that if I scooch my screen over, you'll see that I've got 10 columns of values that fall between 1 and 365. And again, I want to go through each of these columns and see if I have any values that are repeated. So again, I could go ahead and put them in order by using Data and Sort, and then it'll generate 10 more columns of the same values, but they'll be put in order, and you can just go down and look, visually check to see if you have 2 or more. Or another way to do this would be to use the table option. So what I can do is I can click on Stat and scroll down to Tables and click on Frequency, and then I'm going to select the columns that have my data. So I'm going to go from Discrete Uniform 1 all the way down to Discrete Uniform 10. You'll see that I have all of them there. And I don't need the relative frequency. See how frequency and relative frequency are highlighted? So I just want to click on Frequency. And after I click on Compute, it's going to give me a little message up here it says, hey, you've got a lot of values. Do you really want to do this? Do I want to turn on binning? And I do not want to turn on binning. That would be for something like converting this to a histogram. What I'm concerned with in this particular problem is if I have any repeated values. Okay, so I'm going to cancel that. And then let me move my screen over. Okay, so what this is going to give me, for each column, it's going to give me the outcomes, and then it's going to give me the frequencies. So for my first column of 30 people, I got day 11 one time, day 18 one time, and so on. So I can quickly scroll through and see if I have any that are at least 2 or more. So here, 2 people had day 44 as their birthday. So in simulating the probability, this would be a yes. Okay, so you want to do this 10 times. You're going to count how many yeses you have out of 10. So here's one yes. Yes, I had a repeat. And then I'll scroll down to the next column and see if any of the values repeated. And you'll see that I got a repeat at day 8. So that would be another yes. So far I have 2 out of 10. For my third column, if I scroll down, I've got another repeat, so far I have 3 out of 10. Okay, for the next column, I don't have any repeats, so that's going to be a no. And then for my fifth column, I do have a repeat, so that would be a yes. So you'd scroll through and see how many repeats you get, and then divide that by 10. If you don't want to do it this way with the table option, you can go ahead and put those columns in order and just visually see if you have any repeated values. I hope this helps you with this particular assignment.